In 2019, Jack Ma, the billionaire founder of Alibaba Group, said something that sparked a huge debate. He said, and I quote, "I personally think that being able to work 996 is a huge blessing." Now, if you've never heard of 996, it's actually pretty simple. Work from 9 in the morning to 9 at night, 6 days a week. That is 996. And for years, millions of people in China believed that this was simply the price of success. And honestly, for an older generation, it kind of worked. Study hard, move to the city, work like crazy, buy an apartment, build a family, build a future. In many ways, that is how modern China was built. But let me ask you something. Imagine you're running a really long race, day after day, year after year, giving it everything you've got. Because you've been told that somewhere at the finish line, there's something waiting for you. A better job, a home, financial security, respect, a better life. And then, halfway through the race, you realize something. Maybe there's no prize. Or worse, the prize isn't worth the race anymore. Now you've got two choices. You can keep running, run harder, compete harder, study longer, sacrifice even more, and hope something changes. Or you can stop, step aside, and start questioning the game itself. And it seems an entire generation in China may have chosen the second option. Tang Ping, or in English, lie flat. Not protest, not revolution, nothing dramatic. Just work less, spend less, want less. And maybe, if the game feels unwinnable, stop playing altogether. Now, if that sounds dramatic, here's the thing. For many young Chinese, the math really was changing. In southern China, an electronics factory was hiring. The monthly salary? Around 4,500 to 6,000 yuan. Enough to pay for food, to survive, but beyond that, not much. And increasingly, young people knew it. Homes were getting harder to afford. Jobs were getting harder to find. By 2023, more than 1 in 5 young people in urban China were unemployed. Now think about that for a second. Your parents worked insane hours and it changed their lives. But you work the same hours and you are not even sure you'll own a home or find stability or move up at all. So maybe Tang Ping wasn't really about laziness. Maybe it was about realism. And eventually, even the Chinese state started paying attention. In 2021, China's Supreme People's Court publicly declared extreme overtime practices illegal. And yes, that included 996, the same work culture that some of China's most powerful entrepreneurs had openly celebrated, was now being publicly questioned. And it didn't stop there. By 2024 and 2025, Chinese officials were openly talking about something called Neijuan, or Involution, a system where everyone keeps working harder, competing harder, studying harder, only to realize they're running faster just to say exactly where they are. And suddenly, Tang Ping didn't look like laziness anymore. It looked like a warning, not for China alone, but for every economy built on hustle, hyper-competition, and the promise that if you work hard enough, life will eventually make sense. Because what happens when an entire generation stops believing that promise? Maybe the hardest kind of work isn't the work that makes you tired. It's the work that makes you wonder whether there was ever a finish line at all.